Let's make some cookies.
We're gonna get started here with our oven. We're gonna preheat that to 375. We're gonna get some butter. You're gonna want it at room temperature. Life happens, so don't worry about it. If you don't have it at room temperature, just nuke it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Some of it gets melted, but it's butter. It's all the same. You just don't want it cold straight out the fridge. We're gonna hit it with 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar here. I'm using a 1/4 cup measurement. That's why I did 3 scoops there. And then we're gonna hit it with some brown sugar. Look, everybody tells you to pack your brown sugar. I don't know what the flick that's all about. We don't have time to pack our brown sugar. So just put your sugar in a cup here for these cookies and a little bit more because since you're not packing it, you got places to be, you got people to see, you got things to do, money to make. You don't have time to pack your brown sugar. Just sprinkle a little extra on top. That'll take care of the packing. We're gonna mix this all together with our hand mixer. I really wish I had a KitchenAid, but alas, I do not. So we hit it with that. The dog barks. Everything is all good because it all tastes the same. I'm gonna hit it with 2 eggs. I always like to make sure that my eggs are room temperature, but again, cold eggs will do. It's not the end of the world. Always make sure that you crack your eggs into a separate bowl or cup. Barefoot Contessa taught me that just in case you get an eggshell or it's a bad egg, you don't want that ruining your mixture. Whether it's cooking, whether it's baking, you do not want a bad egg to ruin your batch. So we're gonna add a teaspoon and a half here of vanilla. Overflow that second one. I did 3/4 of a teaspoon measurement there, so that's why I did 2 of them. We're gonna mix that all together and look at that. That's our base. That is our wet mixture, as they call it. Then we're gonna start with the dry ingredients. A little table salt, a little Morton. Shouts out Morton. We're gonna hit it with some salt. You can use your pink Himalayans, your finishing salts, I guess, if you're bougie. But honestly, salt is salt. I know that's kind of wild to say, but that's what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna hit it with some baking soda, about a teaspoon of that, and then about a half a teaspoon of water. I don't really know why. No recipe calls for this. I've just always seen my mom do it, so that's why I do it, and my cookies are dank, so follow it. Then we're gonna hit it with 2 cups of flour. I am using a half cup measurement there, so that was 1 cup, right? One cup is also equal to 2 half cups. Correct? Yes, math. Thank you, Mr. Wassel. So we're gonna mix this all together. Mix, mix, mix. I don't want flour spewing all over my black cabinets. That's why I mix it. Look, a little sidebar here about that blue spatula. That is my spatula. That is my pride and joy of the kitchen. Make sure you have something like that. I use the blue spatula at least 2 times a day. Find yourself a utensil in the kitchen just like that. I can go on and on about the blue spatula, but let's get back to these cookies. So we're gonna mix it. We're gonna get all of our flour in there. Not gonna lie, I usually don't put all 2 cups. I use probably about a cup and then a 7/8 of a cup. That leaves them not as kind of bakey, not as cakey. They're a little more gooey, which I like. So we're gonna mix everything together and look at that. Ooh, that's some good cookie dough. Then we're obviously gonna eat those. Give one to me, one to Hallie, and we are ready to rock with our raw cookie dough. I don't care if it's gonna give me salmonella. We're gonna line our baking sheet with parchment paper, and we're gonna take one of our soup spoons here, and we're gonna hit that. We're gonna form it into a dough. I don't care how big they are. Some of them are big, some of them are small. I'm not on the Food Network. I'm not on the Great Baking Challenge. These are ending up in my belly, not like on some judge's table, so I don't care how they look because they're gonna taste better than anything's ever gonna look. So we're gonna hit some without chocolate chips here. Then towards the end, we're gonna hit some with some chocolate chips, just for varying flavors, varying palates within our household. Call for some with chocolate chips, some without. So that's what we're doing here. You're gonna want to probably like let the cookie dough rest for about 30 minutes in the fridge before you formulate balls, or else it's gonna be pretty sticky. I did not do that again because it's a work night and I got home, walked the dog, ate dinner, didn't have time, didn't have 30 minutes. I wanted my cookies now, so it'll stick. But this cookie dough you'll have extra. It'll last definitely for about a week in the fridge. So we're gonna pop these in the oven and look at this. Ooh, fresh out the oven. 10 minutes out the oven. They are looking delicious.
All right, cookies are done. Let's see. Oh yeah, oh yeah, melty chocolate, crunchy bottom, soft center, a little gooey inside. That's a good cookie. Oh. We'll see you next time. Luc eats good.